Good morning.
Good morning.
That was weak. Only one student.
Good morning.
Thank you. So good morning to the 26 students that showed up. Anaya, Jalen, Astro, Quaisha, Omar, Jazzy, Eliani, Aiden Acevedo, Allison P, Anthony R, Ariana, Ashley, Byron. Good morning, Ibrahima. Good morning, Erica. Nice to see you. Good morning, Hector David. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Jaden Smith. Good morning, Janaea. Good morning, Jaden F. Good morning, Mercedes. Good morning, Monir. Good morning, Nathan. Good morning, Tyrus. And good morning, Adrian. Today, guys, it is Thursday, June 17th of 2020. And good morning, Anthony Modesto. We are going to be reviewing the packet. I'm going to make myself real clear. I will share the screen, and that's only me writing on it. Get to work. Oh, I'm going to call your name. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me just enable something here. Okay. So if I call your name, you are going to unmute yourself when I call your name, because only certain people have privileges right now. So let's get started with the work. Let me just go to Google Classroom. Let me just pull up what we're going to be working on. By the way, I posted today for the first time a PDF in Google Classroom. I posted your work for today in there. All right, here's today's work. It's not that long, so let's just do this and get it over with. All right. Jalen Castro, can you read us, please, under the blurb today?
Today's scholars will review how to solve multi-step problems, including addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of integers, and rational numbers, and apply to this is using 7th grade math. Please refer to the chart below to assist you to become familiar with the rules.
All right, hold on. It's like someone else is trying to get in, I think. Okay, no one's allowed. Someone's going to be writing in the chat box. All right, so we need to make a correction here. So there has been a mistake on this packet. So where I have the red hearts, you're going to put negative signs. All right, Jalen, can you do me a favor? Can you read the integer rules for us?
Addition, like signs, use common signs. Different signs, subtract and use signs of higher numbers.
Keep going.
Subtraction, rewrite by adding the opposite, then follow the rules for addition. Multiplication, positive times positive equals positive. Negative times negative equals positive. Positive times negative equals negative. Negative times positive equals negative.
So if you notice here, oh wait, did you finish, Jalen? Sorry, did I cut you off?
Division, positive divided by positive is a positive. Negative divided by negative is the negative. Positive divided by negative is negative. Negative divided by positive is a negative.
So I just want you to take away 4 simple things here. Okay, I want you to pay attention to this. So we are going to know that when we are adding the same signs, we keep that sign and add. When we have different signs, we keep the sign of the higher number and we subtract. When we are subtracting, we're going to rewrite by adding the opposite, and then we're going to follow the rules of addition by using keep, change, change. Then when we're multiplying, when the signs are the same, it's always positive, and when the signs are different, it's negative. Paying attention to the red hearts, which should be negative signs. So now I am going to erase the screen now, and we're going to move on to the first question. And my first reader is going to be, let me see, I'm going to call your name. Okay, Erica, you're going to read the first problem for us, so unmute yourself, please. And you're going to read problem 1 on page 2, please.
I can start now?
Yes.
Okay. 1/2 times 2/3 times 3/4
is equal to. So let's figure this out. I am the only one writing. No one else has permission. And if you were caught writing, I already know who it was yesterday. All right, so Erica, remember when we multiply fractions, what do we have to do? We multiply the what? What's the top number called?
The numerator.
Right, multiply the numerators. What are the numerators in this rational number?
1, 2, and 3.
So 1 times 2 times 3 is how much, Erica?
6.
Good. Now, what's the opposite of numerator? The bottom number is a?
Denominator.
Good. And what are the denominators in this problem, Miss Erica?
2, 3, and 4.
Okay, what's 2 times 3 times 4, Erica?
That is
What's 2 times 3?
6,
6 times 4.
24.
All right, so far we got this happening. We got, all right, so this isn't letting me omit this person. So let me hit stop share. So far we got 6 over 24. So now on the next one, we're gonna do this. We know that the fraction is 6 over 24 because I can't write it the way I have it on my paper. Now, if I want to find out a way to simplify this fraction, Erica, do you remember what we have to find when we talk about numbers? It's something CF. Is it the LCM or the GCF? Because we want to simplify the fraction.
The LCM.
The GCF, right? So we're going to write this. To simplify, that means break down the fraction, which is 6 over 24. We write these notes down. Whatever I type up here in colors, you write on your paper. We find the greatest common factor, which is also called the GCF. Greatest common factor, which is the GCF, of 6 and 24. So now we're going to write down all the numbers that multiply to give me a product of 6 and all the numbers that multiply to give me a product of 24. So we're going to start with 6, Erica. 1 times what is 6?
1 times 6.
Good. And 2 times what?
3.
Okay, 2 times 3. So let me just wait a second here. Okay. So we got, oh man, it's not letting me. Hold on, because someone wanted to come in. They had internet issues. All right. So here we go. So we got 1 times 2 times 3 times 6. So now we are going to list the factors now, Erica, of 24. The same way you just did 6, we're going to do 24, and I'm going to use green. So let's start with 24. 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3, 4, I'm going to help you out, 6, 8, 12, 24. Now, you got these factors of 24. Now, you have to ask yourself, Erica, what number do both 6 and 24 have in common? What's the greatest number they share? What?
6.
6. So the GCF is 6. So that means I have to divide the numerator and denominator by 6 to simplify my fraction. So I'm going to write that over here on this text box. That way you guys can write that down. We're going to use this text box over here, and I'm going to write it in orange. Okay, so we're going to divide 6 over 24. So now we're going to divide 6. So 6 divided by 6 is equal to what, Erica?
1.
1. And 24 divided by 6 is equal to what?
4.
So the answer, we're going to write this. Answer in orange. We're going to write the simplified fraction is 1/4. There you have it. Okay, now we have 26 students on. So again, you multiply your numerators, which is 1 times 2 times 3 gives me 6. 2 times 3 times 4 gives me 24. 6 over 24. You can obviously, you could divide by 2, but then you have to break it again. So if you just figure out the greatest common number, you divide it in one shot, and you get 1/4. That is the simplified fraction. That's already reduced into lowest terms. It doesn't go any smaller than that. So these notes need to be copied. You got another 15 seconds to write that down. 15 seconds to write that down. You got another 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4. You got 3 more seconds. 3. Mute yourself. 2, 1. Please mute yourself. 0. And erase it now at this point. Again, at any point, if you don't get something, you can always go back to the video that was posted earlier because the same notes you have here is what was shown in the 8 a.m. All right. Number 2. If I see your face, I'm just going to actually ask for you to do it just because it's a little easier. All right. Ariana, unmute yourself and please read us problem 2 on page 2, please.
What is -6 and 9/16 written as a decimal? Hint, divide the fractions and find the decimal.
So what's the fraction here?
9/16.
Okay, convert 9/16 to a decimal. So let's divide on the calculator, because 7th grade you get a calculator. So what is 9 divided by 16, Ariana?
0.562.
Yeah. So now we're not done yet. So we already got the decimal equivalency. So now we're going to keep the -6, and we're just going to add the decimal of 5625. So now what is it? What answer choice is it? A, B, C, or D?
It's B.
B. So I'm going to put a stamp, a check mark on the correct answer, which is B, and then I'm going to X out the incorrect answers. So this is what your paper should look like. You're converting 9/16. Remember, rational numbers are written as fractions. Ratio is written as a fraction. You divide the fraction to get the decimal equivalency or equalness. And when you do that, you get 0.5625. This is what your paper should look like. Take 10 more seconds to write this down. The work is due, just a reminder, tomorrow, no later than 5 p.m. It's a harsh deadline. Don't send it to me 5:05. I'm not taking it before 5 o'clock. The class is over at 12 tomorrow. So by the time that the class is done, if I were you, I would start taking your pictures and then I would send it then in one file. All right, we're going to change the paper in 3, 2. I'm going to now hit the erase button. Again, you can go back to the video in Google Classroom. All right, let's do number 3 now. Number 3. Hector David, can you unmute yourself, sir? All right, Hector. Can you read for us problem 3, page 3?
I don't got the page yet. I don't got the page.
Page 3, sir. It's right in front of you. Look at the screen.
Wait, I'm looking for it in my paper.
Excuse me?
I'm looking for it in my paper.
Well, it's page 3 of today's packet. Look on my screen and find that page.
Oh,
Did you find it yet?
I'm about to. I bet.
Come on. You ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay,
9.
go ahead.
All right, Mr. Rez went 5.65 feet below the surface of the ocean, and then 19.5 feet further down. He then rose 14.35 feet. What is Mr. Rez's new depth?
All right. Hector, I need help. If you're 5.65 feet below, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
Okay, so please write this negative, and we're going to put it in parentheses. I told you. Now, Hector, if you are 19.5 or 50, same thing, feet farther down. Farther down is what kind of integer? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Good. So far you're good. So we're going to go negative 19.5 is the same as 19.50. Write it that way. You'll see why in a moment. And then Hector, if you rose 14.35
Positive.
feet, good, positive, you kind of get the drift now. And then I want you to put the negative, the 14.35 here. So now we translated the math into, we translated the word problem into math numbers. So now we're gonna figure out what is the number sentence gonna look like. So Hector, what are we gonna do with these numbers? Are we gonna add them up or subtract? What makes sense to find the distance?
You gotta add.
Okay, so you gotta put the parentheses around these numbers when they're negative, so you don't get confused. So we're gonna add them all up. Now, it's gonna equal something, a number sentence. So now that we have this, Hector, when we have two negatives and we're adding, what do we do with the signs? We keep them or what do we do?
Oh, we gotta change it.
When we're
Keep.
adding though?
No, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it.
Right, you keep the signs when they're the same and you just add it. So help me out. We know that we're gonna have a negative. What is 5.65 plus 19.50 equivalent, which means equal, sir? What does that equal, sir?
And I'm going. Plus,
You can do it. If you guys already know it, great, write it on your paper and just wait for the final answer to come up.
negative 25.15.
Okay, so now we took care of the negatives. So now we're gonna take this negative 25.15, Hector, and we're gonna add it to the 14.35. But what do you notice about the signs in that I just wrote? Are they the same or different?
They're different.
Right, so here I'm just gonna write same signs. I want you to add this. I want you to put keep sign and you add. And here, the signs are different. So when the signs are different, Hector, what do?
You gotta change it.
Change it.
You gotta, yeah.
When the signs are different, you change it. Go back to page 1. What does it say under addition rules?
Rewrite by adding the opposite, then follow the rules for addition.
Right, we have an addition sign though. You're reading the rules for subtraction. Go to the other side. When the signs are
Like
different,
signs, use common signs.
okay, so the signs are different. We have a negative and a positive that's being added. So we're gonna keep the sign and subtract, yeah? Right? So we're gonna get negative what? When we subtract 25.15 from 14.35, what do we get?
I'm going right now. Bro, all right. I can't do it on this calculator.
All right, we'll help you out. It's negative 10.80, sir. So Mr. Rez's new depth, you gotta write this full sentence, I'll be looking for this, is negative 10.80 feet below sea level, folks. So you have the answer, and now you have to restate the question like you do in ELA. And you already used, if you want to refer to ELA, you already used your rate because you already provided your evidence from the problem. That evidence that we pulled from the problem was like 5.65 feet below, right? We wrote that and translated it. That was your evidence. We've got a few more problems and then we're going to be done. Today should be pretty fast. But just remember, this work is due tomorrow to me. Any missing work before 5 p.m. And that includes exit tickets because everything is going to be shut down tomorrow. You won't be able to complete it. So I suggest if you think you're missing it, because some people are, you better go back and do it. Okay, I'm going to change the slide in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm going to call on somebody. 5. Taris, you're going to be next, Taris. Taris, unmute yourself. You're going to help me out. All right. All right. Taris, did you write this down?
Yeah.
Everyone has it? All right. It's also in the Google Classroom if you need it, because I've got to move on. I want to respect your time as well. All right, Taris, you can either look on my screen or look on page 3 of your packet. So page 3, problem 4 on my screen or your packet. Go ahead. Read it for us, please.
In class, Matthew started, I think that a negative is like an opposite. That is why multiplying a negative times a negative equals a positive. The opposite of negative is a positive, so it is like multiplying the opposite of a negative twice, which is 2 positive. Do you agree or disagree with his reasoning? What would you say in response to him?
And this is a little bit challenging, but I think we can do it. So let's look at what we got, all right, Saris? So we have, I think a negative is like an opposite. Is that true? The opposite of a negative is a positive?
Mm-mm.
It's not?
I think that a negative is like an opposite.
So is the opposite of a negative a positive? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So far so far we agree. So when you're multiplying a negative times a negative, it equals a positive. So 2 negatives when you multiply is a positive. Is that true?
Mm-mm.
No?
Sorry.
Look on page 1. A negative times a negative, is that a positive? It's true, right? Is the opposite of a negative a positive, Taris?
The opposite of a negative is
Is it a positive?
yeah. No.
So pretty much multiplying the opposite of a negative, which means a negative times a negative, is that going to be a positive? Is a negative times a negative going to be a positive?
Yes.
Yes. So do we agree with Matthew? Yes, right? We agree. Let's write why. We just said it. I'm going to help you write it out. I agree with Matthew's, write small, there's a lot to write. So I'm expecting this on your paper. I agree with Matthew's reasoning because a negative times a negative will always, write quick guys, be a positive. The opposite, because Taris and I just had a conversation about it, the opposite of a negative will always be a positive. I'm going to give an example because it said, what would you tell him? For example, we're almost done with this. For example, -6 times -6, we know when we multiply 2 negatives make a positive 36. Therefore, 6 times 6 is equal to 36. And 36. And the opposite of -6 is 6. There's your response. It's kind of what Taris and I just did. All right, I kind of did it like that. So really writing will always be a positive. This should be have a period. The opposite of a negative will always be a positive, sentence 2. So you're really writing 4 sentences on your paper is what you're doing ideally right now. So let me unshare this screen. You guys write that down. So here we go. All right. So this is on page 3. So if you don't have it, please write it down now. So there we have that. We're going to move on in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think that gave everyone enough time. Let me erase it now So if you just re-entered, I texted the page to your mom. All right. Page 4. Byron, can you read this, please? Page 4, problem 5. Can you read my screen or your packet? Either one, you pick, sir.
Force below sea level. It goes up to 15 meters, then goes down 40 meters. What is the submarine's new position relative to sea level?
All right. So Byron, just give me a second. I want to annotate this. It says draw a number line, but for time today, I'm not going to ask for you to draw a number line. We're just going to actually do something here, Byron, okay? So if we're 50 meters, we're going to actually chunk out the evidence. 50 meters below, and there goes the writing again. There goes the writing again. It's been fine this entire time. Don't start now, because I know who did it yesterday. Below. So now I have to try it again. Sorry, 1 second. Undo. Let me just undo everything here. Hold on a second, because now I got sidetracked. All right, so if we have 50 meters below sea level, Byron, is that a positive or negative integer?
Negative.
Thank you. Negative 50. Oops. Now, if it goes up 15 meters, is that positive or negative?
Positive.
All right. So I want you to write it like this. And now it says it goes down.
Negative.
It goes down. Okay, it's negative. Goes down 40 meters. Thank you. Make sure you put it in parentheses, because sometimes we think it's a subtraction sign and it's not. So now what we're going to do now is we are going to physically do the number sentence and set up how this is going to look. A number sentence, because I said we're not going to draw a number line. Here we go. So Byron, what am I going to do with the negative 50, the 15, and the negative 40? Am I adding or subtracting all these numbers, sir?
Add all of the numbers.
Because we want to find the total distance, right?
Yes.
Excellent. So you paid attention when we did that lesson a few weeks ago, right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, Byron. So Byron, you're going to have to help us out. So there's the number sentence now. I'm now going to do another color. I'm going to do blue. So Byron, oops, there should be a parentheses around the 50. There's only one. You have to put another one around. So let me see if I can go and try to put that. This should have, it's not going to let me. Hold on 1 sec. Let me see if I could annotate that with orange. So this should have a parentheses there. Okay, now I can continue. So Byron, when the signs are the same, refresh our memory, what do we do again?
When the
Huh?
signs are the same. When the signs are the same. Hold up.
Go to page 1. Do we add or subtract?
When the signs are the same, you add.
Good.
And signs are different, you subtract.
Good, so now the signs are the same here, so we're going to keep the sign and add 50 plus 40 is what?
Negative 90.
Okay, so now we did that part. So now we got the negative 90, and we're going to add it to positive 15 now. And we noticed here that we have different signs. So what do we do when there's different signs, Byron?
We subtract.
And we keep the higher number, yeah?
Yes.
So what's the higher number here?
15.
15 is bigger than 90?
Negative 90.
Right. So now what's 90 minus 15, sir?
75.
75. We have to write one more little bullet here in your notes. Okay, so you're going to write this down. So we're going to restate the question. And it says, what is the submarine's new position relative to sea level? Can you give me the sentence to answer that?
The submarine's new position relative to sea level is negative 60.
X 60?
Negative 75.
Oh, thank you. Perfect. Negative 75. We just put the word meters there.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent answer. Excellent work, Byron. Pick B, guys. Byron just said the answer. This is what you should have on your paper. So again, when the signs are the same, you keep that sign and add. That's how we got negative 90. Then we take the negative 90 and we add it to the positive 15, different signs, higher number, and we subtract. So that is how we got negative 75. So the submarine's new position relative to sea level is negative 75 meters, which is choice B as in boy. We have one more problem. We have problem 6 here, and then we're going to move on to the 2 exit ticket questions, and then we'll be done for the day until we meet again tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to change it in 3, in 2, in 1. Okay, I'm just going to erase it just because of time. I want to respect your time. We're doing really good. All right, let's do number 6. This one you really have to think. This one, Nathan, you're up, Nathan. Nathan, show your face, sir. Let's go. What does this problem say? Page 5, problem 6, please.
3 brothers each have 3 old savings. They borrow $72 from their parents for concert tickets. Each brother must pay back an equal share of this amount. Also, the youngest brother owes his parents $15. By how much will the younger brother's savings change by he after he pays his parents?
All right, that was a lot of information. So before I start writing on here, I think someone needed to be remitted. Okay, because of their internet. All right, let me hit stop share. 1 sec. Let me just submit them back in. All right. So let's get to the root of what this is going to look like. So Nathan, when you borrow money, if you borrow $72, is that a positive or negative number?
Negative.
All right, so when you borrow money, it's actually a negative amount. So borrow, you're going to write negative, which is then going to be shown as this, negative $72. Now, it says here that each pay an equal share. So, but hold on. It says 3 brothers have negative $72. So I want to know how much is each brother going to pay, Nathan? So what am I going to do with the 72 and the 3? Am I going to add or divide?
Add,
No.
divide.
Right, divide. Equal share. So $72 right now, we're just going to do it like that, divided by 3. That's now going to give me $24. It's how much each brother paid. So we're going to write each brother, will pay $24. Okay? Now we're almost done. I'm going to do another little blurb, another little text box. I'm going to do this one in red. The youngest brother, how much does the youngest brother owe, Nathan? What does it say in the question? Nathan?
15.
Is it positive or negative? If he owes money,
Negative.
yes, he owes negative $15 to his parents. Now, we now got to figure out how much money is owed in total. So we know that each brother pays negative $24, and then we know that the brother has to pay 24, which is really negative because you have negative 72. So a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and a positive divided by a negative give me the negative. And now you got negative $15. So my question to you, Nathan, is I want to find the total amount. So what am I going to do with the negative $24 and the negative $15 now? What operation do I need to do?
addition.
Yes. So we're gonna go answer. Oops, let me change this to blue so it's not all the same color for your eyes. I'm gonna start over here. Answer. We're gonna write that we have negative $24 plus negative $15 is going to equal how much, Nathan? Negative what? Huh? Nathan? It's actually negative $39. So the youngest brother's
Yes.
saving account or savings change, please write everything down. I'll be looking for this tomorrow when you submit the work before 5 o'clock. Is negative $39 after he pays his parents. So again, I did your rate experience that you use in ELA, just related it to math. I showed the evidence based on the word problem, chunked it out for you guys, and then we wrote the answer together by restating the question and providing the evidence. All right, we're gonna move on in 3. In 2. In 1. In 0. Nathan, you got it? I still see some people writing. And people don't listen because I said turn your cameras on and you didn't clearly listen to my directions. That's okay. Because when I do your grade for today, you're going to get a grade you're not going to like. It's very simple because you did that choice, not me. Anyways, we're going to move on. Page 6 is optional. It's extra credit. You're going to do it alone. All right, so we're going to write here, alone, A-L-O-N-E, alone, meaning I do not model this question in the class. Not done in class. You're going to do this alone because it's extra credit. Alone. I'm not doing it for you. You're going to try it on your own. It's the same concept. You just have to think about it. Okay, let's move on to the last 2 problems of your exit ticket. Let me call Jalen. Unmute yourself. You're going to do problem A for me. All right, Jalen, read us problem 1 on the exit ticket, sir.
What is 1/5 times 4/7 times 9/5 times 5 9s?
So Jalen, we're going to multiply the numerators. What are the numerators?
5, 7,
What, hun?
5, 7, and 9.
The numerators?
I mean 1, 4, and 5.
1, 4, and 5. What's 1 times 4 times 5, Jalen?
20.
20. Now, Jalen, we're going to multiply the denominators. What are my denominators in this question?
5, 7, and 9.
Multiply denominators. We got 5 times 7 times 9 is how much?
315.
So what answer should we select on this exit ticket, sir? A, B, C, or D? A. Bam, bam, bam. Got it? All right, let's look at number 2. I think this is Jency, I think. Is that Jency or Ibrahima? Ibrahima. Is that?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
you're the lucky contestant. Can you read me question? Page 7, question 2. Go ahead.
Which of the following expressions has the greatest value?
So what do you think we have to do here, young man?
I think we gotta add. Yeah. So we're gonna do
Keep
10 plus 3. That's gonna be 13. Then 13 plus 7.
Well, Not quite. What's 3 minus 7? We're going to do keep, change, flip, right? I keep
Yeah.
change. So 3 plus negative 7, right? Plus, you're on
Yeah.
the right track. You just got a little confused, which is tricky. So now,
Mhm.
what's 3 plus negative 7, Ibrahima?
3 plus negative 7 is gonna be negative 10.
Actually, do they both have negatives? No, right? So it's negative
No.
4 plus negative
Okay.
10. Now, I know it's tricky. So what's negative 4 plus negative 10 equal to? Negative what?
Negative. Let
4
me
plus
see.
10. That's easy. You could do
Oh,
that.
14. Yeah, 14. I keep thinking it's subtraction because it gets confusing.
You know what it does? Because when I was in your grade, guys, I made the same things. All right, let's look at number B, letter B, sir, okay?
Okay.
All right, so 3 plus 7, we know what that is. 3 plus 7 is what, Ibrahima?
That's
Come on, 3 plus
is that
7.
10?
Yeah. So we have 10, right? Check this out. 10 minus negative 10. So we keep
Yeah.
change. So now this becomes 10 plus 10, which is how much?
20.
Right. 10 plus 10 is 20. Let's look at choice C. Actually, I did this nicer than I did this morning. This morning it was like on top of the paper. Okay. Let's look at letter C, sir. You ready?
Yeah.
Right, pink. Same exact thing. We got 3. We're going to keep the 3. We're going to change to plus. And we're going to do the opposite of positive 7, which is negative 7. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, and
Oh,
then,
that's gonna be negative. Let me see. Negative 4.
okay, so it equals negative 4
Yeah.
minus
Minus 10, right?
minus negative 10, right? Minus, there's a negative 10. So now, when you do that, you get what? Negative,
You're gonna get
four.
negative 4. It's gonna be 14, right?
Well, are the signs the same or different?
Oh, different. So you subtract.
Right. So 10 from 4 is how
It's
much?
gonna be 6.
Good.
6.
All right, let's do the last one, and then we're done. This gets tricky, though. Not,
Oh,
so help me out here. We know 3 plus 7 is what?
we know 3 plus 7. 3 plus 7 is 10. Yeah.
Okay, so 10. Now we have 10 plus negative 10. Remember what I told you?
Yeah. So we're gonna subtract.
So 10 from 10. Good job.
Gonna be 0.
Good. So what answer has the greatest value? We have A that has negative 14, B that's 20, C that equal to 6, or D that equal to 0. Which one has the greatest number?
B.
B. There you have it. B is your final solution.
Okay.
There's no excuse, guys, why we can't get these exit tickets correct, because we're literally going over the same questions that you see in Google Classroom. So if you have not completed your exit tickets, you need to do so. They should only take you less than a minute. Just be careful in what you hit. This is the correct work shown in the packet for you in order to get 100. This actually boosts your grade, as well as submitting the weekly packets to us, and they are due tomorrow no later than 5 o'clock. We will not accept work past 5 o'clock. Okay? Does anyone have any questions about this exit ticket or about anything that we just did today? Now's the time for you to ask. Because if not, I do have to make one more announcement. And I'm going to say that on the recording so that it's recorded. I'm going to actually stop my share now. So again, iReady is expected to be completed. On Monday, Ms. Wong and I at 8 o'clock in the morning, and only that time, are proctoring the iReady for ELA. You are expected to attend because it will be done on the computer on virtual Zoom, and by attending, you will receive an 80 just by showing up with the camera on. Once you are done with the iReady assessment for ELA, you simply show your computer that you finished, and it will give us a number. Then, if you want to stay and complete math, you have that option. But if not, math is on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. You are expected to attend. It's going to be the same Zoom link at 8. There will be no 11 o'clock. It's going to be posted in Google Classroom, the Zoom link. So if you're missing work, or if you haven't submitted work, I suggest you get that work into myself, Miss Wong, and any of your other teachers that you are missing work for, because work is due by Friday, tomorrow, because our grades are due next week. Does anyone have any questions about that? And I will be announcing on Monday the iReady contestants for the week, and you will be expected to complete iReady over the summer, even if you don't have to go to summer school for math and ELA. It's an hour a day for math and an hour a day for ELA, because Ms. Wong and I are teaching, and we will be putting up lessons for you to do on iReady. Any questions?